All right. Everybody, welcome to the session here that we have for you today. You know who it is, Rodrigo and Mr. Nick Shaheen, lead trader at the Options Inner Circle chat room. You missed it out today, but you won't miss it out tomorrow if you don't want to, because you'll have the opportunity to trade with Mr. Nick Shaheen. Mark, yes, Hot Rod is in the effing house. Let's go. Selinka, how are you doing? Everybody that's here, we have a great session for you today. We will be talking about trade ideas, options educations. What's going on, Amir, Alex, Abe, Anthony, Debbie? We got Dean in the house, Joseph, Keith. Good to see you guys. So here's what I have to ask you guys, okay? Make sure you're paying attention. Make sure you're listening to Nick. This guy is an options maniac. He has a live room where he's trading Monday to Friday, like 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. And he's also there Sundays with everybody else. So we will be taking trade ideas from the chats and all that stuff. We're literally just getting started here. So please be patient because we're only getting started. Let's go ahead and bring on the man of the hour, Nick Shaheen. Let's go.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
What up, Nick? How you doing, sir?
Can you see me? I'm wearing camo. Can you see me?
Where are you? Oh, okay, there you are. What's going on, man? You were hunting today or what? Hunting.
I am hunting. Hold on, let me get my gun. No, we'll lose members. We'll lose. Whoa, we got a good room today. Nice.
Yeah. So tell me what was, and I'm sorry I wasn't able to be there today because today I was making a couple of moves on the markets, but I know that it's always fun. You always have like hundreds of members there, killing it, talking about trades, education. It's like a school all day.
Today was insane, in a good way. So you picked a bad day to miss. I can't hear you very well, so I can hear you fine. It's just on my end. I bought a new monitor and I think it took over the speakers, and now I can't turn up the volume when I need it. You missed a good one. And if you want me to show you, I will take over the screen and we'll start there.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get this going.
Okay. Sorry, I'm still trying to get situated with this screen situation. I think, no, I don't want screen. Which one is it? 1 second.
Mark says, hey, Nick, hit Tal for 248% yesterday.
Yeah, somebody said, can we have a 500% day every day? I was like, no, we can't. Hold on. I'm going to exit out of this one and come back to it. Sorry, I'm having a problem. I will get to you in a second. So we had a fun day. Let me see, SBUC. Okay, that's the one. I think that is the one. Sharing. Yes. Okay, so let me jump into today. First of all, I'm Nick. I've been working with Benzinga since 2011, I think. And we've been doing this, sharing the knowledge with non-Wall Street people since then, successfully, because you keep coming back. We wouldn't be in business. I choose to work with them because they do a good job. Okay, so what do we have? I'll start with the tail end. The last thing I added to the service, let's work backwards. The last thing I added to the service was the live room. So it's not a chat room, it's a live room. I actually share my screen like you're watching now, minus the camera. I have the mic in front of me and I'm talking to 330 people today, 350 yesterday, usually about 290 to 310. Fed days are busier. And these are traders that, some are professional traders, that's all they do. Some have the time to come in throughout the day to check in. So you don't need to be in the live room to belong into my service. This is extra. So everything I'm showing you now here is extra. It's not part of the service, but I offer it every day. What do I offer every day? So the opportunity is this. Today was 9 hours and 35 minutes logged on. And I had about 900 people rotate in and out throughout the day. The constant number was over 300. So this is the live room. It's not part of the service, it's extra stuff. Not everybody can be there. So if you joined a group, and if I had a tagline for this whole shebang, I would say, never trade alone again, never. Because you do better when you have 300 people looking out for your best interest. There aren't any jerks in there, everybody's honest, the community is amazing. So it's all extra. If you cannot be here in the live room, That's okay. The service was started for me to share about one trade a day that does not need attention. So if I had a job and I can pay attention once a day to read something, decide to take a trade or not, this is the place, because that's what I designed this place to be. And then I added extras. This live room that I'm going to show you right now is the latest extra, and it's buzzing. And then one step backwards is a regular chat room, which is not this one, not this one, this one. This is the regular chat room where, by regular, I mean you can hang out here with hundreds of other people. Right now, there are 127 users and the market's closed. You can reach out to me in private or post in public. I have my own posting room right here where I post trades. So this is a secondary mode of communication with me. So you have access to me. You have a question about a trade I set up, you come in and say, hey, yesterday you signed up for Caterpillar trade. Well, how do you deal with it today? It's up 2%. I'll answer you right away. So this is a chat room where you can pop in any point in time. I check it day and night, Saturday, Sunday, it doesn't matter. I see a question, I try to answer it. If I don't answer a question, it's because I missed it. I didn't see it. It scrolled off the page somehow and I didn't see it. So the chat room is there. That's the second place. And that's also extra. Now, the meat is for me to actually teach you a way to make money even in this difficult market. So everybody's consumed with the Fed. We'll talk about the Fed. I have a clear vision of what happened yesterday, and hopefully I can simplify it for you because it's so freaking simple. It's not even funny. And so the trades I set up should be able to withstand. To be honest, it's 10/21 expiration. So the monthly expiration for October was difficult. I had 3 trades get under fire. 2 of them needed to be rolled. 2 or 3 needed to be rolled, but all 3 of them worked out if somebody followed the rule. And if somebody got assigned, say on Amazon, they made money right away the next day. So even the trades that get under heat, under fire, they have the chance to be salvaged. Whereas if you buy calls and options, you're toast if it doesn't happen because time is on the clock. If you buy shares, you're down for a long time and you have to wait for it to come back. So the way I like to trade is I like to teach it, and then I'll share setups that agree. Like today, somebody asked me about Airbnb. Hey, what do you do with Airbnb? So I looked at it sideways and this way and that way. So I said, I have a technical trade on it. It's a tactical trade, a midterm, like 3 weeks-ish. And I shared it in details with a write-up. So somebody tonight that comes home from work, they can read it. Maybe if it's available tomorrow, they can take it tomorrow and just not have to babysit it. So this is the kind of environment there is. But the live room, which I'm going to delve into, it is a crap ton of fun. So you said you missed today. So I showed you how long it is. I'm going to show you what you missed today. Here. So this was early in the day. Yeah. So I'm on the West Coast. So this is the open, 6:30. And then I drew this chart. And I said, this is the opportunity. And this is what happened. So I guarantee you people in the room were ready for this pop and then bought. I said, you either buy the breakout or buy the dip. I drew this little loop after the fact. Boom, guess what happened? We popped, right? So you got lucky, you think. Okay, so that was early in the morning. And then this one on the way down, after we popped, I said, this setup is there. They're going to pop. They're going to hit resistance. I bet you I talked about 10 minutes for this setup. And then what time was that? So this is 8 o'clock, 6:30 to 8 o'clock. So an hour and a half later, almost 2 hours later. This before and after. So if somebody wanted to trade that fast, they made money right away. Okay, I got lucky twice today. Okay, how about this monster win? This win was huge. Okay, because right here, I said, this is an important box, and this is what I think will happen. My words were like, what the what is going on? The VIX is crashing. The stock market is crashing. Giga caps like Apple falling intraday, collapsing down 4%. And we have stocks that are crap getting bid. I was like, this is bizarre world. This is going to happen. This might happen. And I drew this path. You can see it there. This, you think, oh, okay, you almost got it. No, we got all of it. And let's go see What is this? SPX 15 seconds. Let's go see how accurate this was. I'm going to launch it from here. Load layout. Show. The SPX lives in this box right here. I always have it there. Was it 15 seconds? I can't remember now. There's that arrow. Look how we double topped at the arrow. So you think I'm getting lucky again? What am I saying? Advertising skills? I'm advertising the level of knowledge in the room. I don't do this alone. I have 300 people. I have at least a dozen people that know their technicals inside and out. One person lives and breathes VWAPs. The other person lives and breathes Fibonacci. Some other person is doing Ichimoku. We have all kinds of skills. They're sharing charts. They're sharing levels. They're sharing trades. Look at this. This is not luck. And this is not a one-off one day. I promise you it is not. So this is the, how about this? I drew this before it happened. And I said, maybe we'll do this bowl. And this is how they did it. They took one little loop below it, and then I drew another bowl, and they said, oh, you're losing your bowl. I said, look at this loop, exactly the same size as this loop. This is not coincidence. Whoop. And then I said, there's a breakout though, and this is the test. They took quarter of it, and then they collapsed. So this was the guess for the close, and that didn't pan out. But they had profits in and out. But it was a $50 bet to make 450 for somebody who wants it. And I labeled it as high risk. I said, this is like doing putt-putt hole in one. Okay, it's difficult, but it's doable. We've done these before. They're called iron butterflies, but it was for fun. I didn't do it. The morning trade on the SPX, on the SPX, check this out. Not that one, this one. Okay, so in the morning, they said, how are you going to trade this mess? I said, I would sell a put spread and I would sell a call spread. And I would say the range is going to be between this and that. And they collected $1.20. So if they did 10, that's $1,200. And it worked. The market closed inside this. So what happens? Whoever paid $1.20 lost their money. So we made money off of the people that are super bearish, that bought a debit put spread and lost. We made money off of people that are super bullish, that bought a call spread and lost.
Right.
And all we had to do is wait. So I said I couldn't do this because I had puts this week that I bought 2 days ago. Somebody in the room said, I'm buying puts for 2 days from now. I said, I'm doing it too. I chose puts. They were up 110% today. I bailed out of them. And so I couldn't trade them again because I would have caused some sort of a tax issue. So I sold my credit put spread for the day after, for tomorrow. And I closed it after the rally today because I said the profits came too quickly. And last Friday, I lost money. So I was like, I said to myself last Friday, I'm not trading Friday. So I'm taking the Friday off. So I'm not trading tomorrow. So I had to force myself to book my profits at 50% of 60% of maximum gains. I left money on the table, but it was a win nonetheless. So what am I saying? We are actively trading, but you don't have to be an active trader. Today, I taught a couple of lessons, at least 2 or 3 lessons on calendars, diagonals, on how a breakout happens. Somebody said, how the hell can you help me? Can you help me understand a head and shoulders breakdown? Like this is somewhat of a head and shoulders. So I shared with them how the thing happens. He goes, where is the confirmation? They say, you need to see confirmation. So I explained it in plain, simple English. Okay, this was perfect example right here. So on the fly, I had to write it up pretty quickly. So if this was a head and shoulder, it is a head and shoulder-ish. It's a neckline. Sorry, I'm a little jittery. Tough day. Tough, like operationally.
It's intense
so
in the chat room. Yeah.
I said, once you lose the neckline, they will try to pop above it, right? And if they come back and they cannot recover, and they cannot, and if they come back and they lose the spot from which they popped, then it's confirmed. So then it's the matter of how much of this head and shoulders they want to take out, right? So very simple, plain simple, spot on, like not spot on, how do you say that? Applied learning. Like he had a specific example and I used that specific example to actually explain the concept. Now, I'm not perfect, but this was a plain simple explanation to how things work out. So this is my day. spending time with 300 people, plus or minus, to try to get better at things. I did not used to do Ichimoku 3 months ago. Now I'm pretty solid using Ichimoku. 2 years ago, I did not know harmonics. Last year, I got to be an expert at using harmonics, not even a baby at drawing them. I don't want to even bother. Why? I don't know how to draw this M. So this deep crab, I know exactly how to use it. I don't know how to draw it. Luckily, somebody sells a program that does it for me. And all I have to do is just apply my knowledge to know when to chase it and when not to chase it. It's not a trade alert system, but it's a system that draws a potential opportunity. Like this one played out beautifully. This one did not play out. So you need to actually learn how to do it yourself. So I'm adding skills because people in my room are skillful. So what happens in there? Don't take my word for it. I picked up the last few screenshots. Okay, so this is today. What time? Late in the day. We still had 300 people just before the close. I forgot what time it was. I guess we can see. Okay, 11:38. Late in the day. Crazy day. Thanks. So this is a guy who is a pro trader. That's his only source of income. His name is James. He posts all day entries and exits, but I know I cannot chase him most of the times because he trades super fast. So he offered a Tesla trade that paid Paras 50%. Thanks for Tesla, 50% out. He shared his trade. This guy followed him and got out 50%. That happens all day. That was not my idea. Not my idea at all. Okay, so here's probably him trying to say target. And he nailed the close. He said, we're going to fall into the close. We fell into the close. So he did not buy puts. Somebody else did. Here's this one from today. That's that bull I told you about. Mark. I think this guy's related to me, by the way. So look at your drawing, Nick, how exact it is. Yes, it is. And it's not luck. This is a person who's sharing a range for the close, Chris, which probably, where did the SPX close? 37.19. He was off by $6. That's awesome. Here's another one. We had 332 people. That's also today. Oh, that's early in the day. This is the reason there are 3 of us here. Nick, Techno South Beyond Expertise. So, dude, this is B commenting on that comment. Dude, I've learned so much from being here. This is why I took the screenshot, the learn. I'm not a trade alert service. We're here to beat out there. Between 300 of us, we miss very little. Dude, I've learned so much from being here. Joining you all has been one of the better decisions I've made this year. All, not just me. I'm the clown that keeps this thing together. I'm not the best trader in there, but I'm pretty good with the charts. And I'm good at organizing us. There are people in here that can have their own service. I guarantee you that. All right, so this guy, Ryan, okay. Early in the day, Ryan comes in. Was it Ryan? Somebody asked about Boeing, and I shared a trade on Boeing that paid money. But Ryan asked me something else, and he made 200% off of that. Damn, 200%, that's amazing. So here's another one. That's it. So hold on, BA. I'm confident that today somebody came in, hey, what about BA? And they made 220%. Hold on, 5 minutes, maybe we'll show it. There it is. Okay, early in the day, they said, can you look at Boeing for me? I said, sure. And look at where Boeing was, right here. So what, this 5 minutes, I'll go to this 30 minutes, 30 seconds. Oh, Jesus. Okay, yes, 30 seconds charts. You too can watch. We're not peasants. We watch 30 seconds charts. Okay, so this is the chart right here. So we were right there. Said, can you look at Boeing for me? I said, okay, hold on. And then I said, I asked, is this a fast trade? They said, yes. So I was like, okay, better do it now. And I drew this. And I said, opportunity to 154. Whoa, did they do that? And then some. So they not only went to 54, they went up to here. So I know they made over 200% on that trade. And this was a specific question from somebody that said the CEO just said some good things about Boeing. Can you look at the chart? I said, okay. I stopped everything I was doing. I went to the chart. I draw this, and then this happens. That's the kind of day we have. Extremely fun. So I get up at 3:45, 3:55 every day because I live on the West Coast. And I cannot be happier waking up every day because I love what I'm doing. You know what they say, if you love what you're doing, you don't work. I used to tell my son that, he's 21. I said, your goal in life should be to find something that makes you money, that when you wake up in the morning, you say, yes, I'm going. And I used to use the example of an archaeologist. Nobody decides to become an archaeologist unless they actually love it. So when they wake up, they cannot wait to get to the dig. Same. I can't wait to get to turn on my my wall of monitors. I don't have that many. So I just have 4, but big ones. So this is a lot of fun. And I hope I can convey the amount of fun and learning that happens in there, and respect. I'm humbled. I get chills every time I'm talking about it. So anyway, this is what happens. And if you want a taste of it, we can jump in and take some requests and just follow the idea. I forgot what you titled this. So what are they expecting to see? But we can just take tickers. I bet you nobody will be upset if we do that right now.
Well, look, man, we're all here to see you, Nick. All right. You're the man of the hour here, dude. And by the way, for everybody to know here, okay, I launched the chat room here with Nick about 1.5 years ago. And back then, I was kind of starting to trade. And Nick has a bunch, he'll show you later, a bunch of educational videos. And the live session wasn't even there yet. And I don't, I'm so busy here working that I don't have time to be in the live session all day. But Nick has helped me so much with my trading that, I mean, I can't quantify it, but once you learn something from an instructor, from a mentor, that's when you start making better decisions for yourself, because you will make trades on your own, but you want them to be better.
I'll give you an example. Today, I have a seasoned put seller in my group. His name is Lloyd. He's seasoned. He knows what he's doing. He's been selling puts forever. So he comes in, hey, I sold a put in, I'm drawing a blank now. I want to say Amazon or PayPal. Anyway, so he had $5 difference between current price and the put he sold. If you don't know what selling a put means, you're basically telling someone out there, I'm on the hook to buy your shares at any point in time you want to sell them to me at that price. And you choose the price and they'll pay you a fee for it. You become their insurance agent, a company. So he did that and they expire next week and he was worried about it. So I said, well, you have to make the decision. I said, in my hand, I would not do anything. I would wait another day, because if it expires next week, every day is like, that's 1/6 of the risk gone. And I said, because if you want to punt it, reset it out in time, you're going to have to live through an earnings report. So it couldn't have been Amazon. Anyway, and it couldn't have been PayPal either. Somebody that reports in a couple of weeks. So anyway, so we discussed it and we have a course of action. He has a course of action. And another person had the same scenario in a different stock, only not as pressing in time. And I suggested also what they could do with that. So we debate. And sometimes I see a trade that I love and I do the same. I do the same.
Right.
Okay. So let's see here. Can I comment on Airbnb? I can do that.
Yeah, and Archie,
I can do that.
Archie is saying, hey, hi team, I'm here from Missouri, want to learn and make money. Archie, the only thing besides making money here that we do is have fun. And those are the two best things in life, right?
Yeah, we can have fun and make money at the same time. Absolutely. So shoot, I already forgot. Who was it? Airbnb. I'll do that.
Yeah, Russ is saying tagline was my number one strategy for down markets, we're in a, I mean, would you call this a bear market, Nick? What would you call this? Jerome Powell's market?
Okay, let's talk Powell then, and then I'll do Airbnb. Okay, so what is a bear market now? I forget. So let me ask you this. Let's talk Powell. Let's talk
Just no cursing while we talk about Powell, because we know.
No cursing. I promise.
Right.
I'm a good boy. So here's the plan I set out for our folks today before the market opened. I said, let me clear it out for you. Just ignore the details, big picture, okay? The Fed, the beloved Fed. So they are trying to reduce inflation, right? They're failing. So here's the thing. Inflation is not going to disappear overnight, right? Not in 30 days, not in 60 days, not in 90 days. The jobs market is not going to crash in 60 days either, unless we have another COVID shutdown, forced shutdown. So those two things are supposedly, and consumer spending, driving Powell's decision whether this economy is done being beaten up or not, right? So those are the driving factors. So why are we slaving over every one of those reports if they're not going to change much in months? And let's put a nail in that coffin. Yesterday, why did the markets fall? Why did the markets rally first? By the way, I told my readers before the market opened, I am really worried about the outcome of today. Don't chase the first move or two. They might take their time. I said fireworks will come out of the question and answer session. And look what happened, right? Catastrophic crash. At the same time the markets were crashing, the VIX was crashing, and today the VIX closed down really red too. What the fudge is going on, right? So we don't know what's going on. We should know that we are missing pieces of the puzzle and respect that. So that's why I did this picture, and I'll walk you through the picture. But first, let's go over Powell thing. So yesterday, what did he say? Raise this, blah, 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 blah. Here's what I heard before anybody wrote about it. What I heard is, oh, okay, so since September, we have changed our minds, that's the Fed talking, about how long we're going to keep raising rates and to what height. So they said, we're going to go way longer than we thought, and we're going to go way higher than we thought. That was the message yesterday, but the market didn't hear that at first. All they heard, oh, we could flip as soon as next month or ease. You guys are morons if that's what you heard, because what he said is the rate of rate hikes is going to ease starting next month or the month after, next time or the time after that. But he said in plain, simple English, we will have to go longer than we thought and higher than we thought. So that is like the worst message ever. I said, this is extremely bearish, and the market was still trying to rally, which we caught, by the way. We caught the rally, but we also said, I'm out. And then crash city right after that, crash city. We still made money from our credit put spread for the Iron Condor yesterday. So that is not easy to do because we chose it at 37.40. So it survived. Actually 37, 35, 20, I can't remember. It was in the low 37s. So it survived. So the message from Powell was extremely bearish because he's failing. He is failing to control inflation. He might break something along the way. And he's not in control. The market determines where rates want to be. You know, he can decide what he wants to do, but the market in the end will determine to him. They did that to him in 2018. They will do it to him again. Anyway, so how do you trade this mess? You become an active trader, you become a tactical trader, and you have to become also a stock picker. What does that mean? So if you see a great stock fall into levels that are acceptable to you, then you nibble as an investment for the long term. Amazon is one of those because it's a speculative stock. It's always been speculative. I don't go all in. If I want to own 100 shares, I'll buy 20. After the hours, Twilio at 53, I would have bought shares. If I want to own 100 shares, I'll buy 20. Twilio is an excellent company, big grower. If the markets rebound, Twilio will be running faster than most stocks out there. Square, I said I would get long into the earnings with confidence, but I would only take a partial position. I'm just throwing out names. There's not recommendations, but you have to become a stock picker or a tactical trader, which we are. I pick stocks and I share them, and I tactically trade stocks that I pick and I share them. So you can take the trades. I write them up usually with contexts. So for example, Caterpillar yesterday, I sold an Iron Condor on it. Wasn't my idea. Somebody asked me about it. It's like, hey, that looks good. I'll share it. So I collected $1.10. So I may make 26%, 27% on my risk. And all I need is Caterpillar not to skyrocket, which it did today, and not to collapse. If it stays inside between 245 and 190, I want to say from memory, I win. So this is the type of setups we have. So the scenario is we have to be tactical or stock picker. And this is the big picture. SPX, that is the S&P, that is, quote, the market. Something happened today that I don't know many people are talking about. I believe the NASDAQ closed the gap below. The S&P is the holdout. The small caps already closed the gap. The S&P has a gap open at 3610-ish. And it has a must-hold level, that orange line. So here's my look. Battle 1, before the market opened, I sent this out. I said, we are at battle 1, 3730. There is a scenario that we bounce to 3900 from here, give or take 20, 30 points. There is that scenario. I'm not saying we're going there, but there's a possible scenario. I said possible. And look what I said. If this bounce happened, you fix your trades. You don't start chasing. If you bought here, you exit. If you had a long that was here and now you got back whole, you exit and you reset the trade differently, or you buy protection. That is one scenario. I don't know which is going to happen. And if we fall, I expect to fill that 3,610 gap-ish down there in the S&P, which I will try to catch. If for any reason we lose the CPI freakout, the 3,500, we can go to 3430, 40, and 3200, and 2800, and 2540 is my last goal. Why 2540? Because it's the target of a head and shoulders on a high time frame. I am aware of all of these. That is not my forecast, but I know it exists. So I know what to do here. I know what I did here. I know what to do here if we get here. I know what to do here if we get here. So here, I will try to catch a falling knife. Here, I sold iron condors. I'm ranging. Here, I will try to catch a falling knife for a rebound and a resumption higher. I think this will hold. If this fails, I'm out and I'm shorting because I think we're going hundreds of points lower. Okay, so on the higher time frame, the bears are in charge. On the lower time frame, from here to here, the bulls are in charge. But they are selling rallies, and that was a rally, and they're trying to sell it. If the second rally goes higher than this one and falls less than this one, we have made a bottom. So bottoms are usually processes. So let's talk about that. So what do we look for? Where is my pen? Okay, so the new traders, since the pandemic, they expect bottoms to look like this. Ooh, we fell hard, we rallied hard. We fell hard, we rallied hard. Those don't last. You end up just losing your lunch. Chop, 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 chop. So instead, you have a descending channel. You consolidate for a little bit sideways. Sorry, wonky lines. And then you start buying dips. So if this, I said, if they go above this and then come back down and make progress and come back and take this out and come back and make progress, suddenly what do you have? An ascending channel. So you have a descending channel, stabilization, and an ascending channel. You end up with a U bottom. This is a hard bottom to fail. But as it is, I am aware that this is not fait accompli, so it's not done. This is important. That's where the gap is somewhere. This is important. This is extremely important when it happens somewhere around here. So if this does this, and we pop, they will try to come back to here. That's where you buy your calls. That is the bet. If you're not long from here, you're not long here. You don't start here because that's where they start selling. That's where people get faked out. You either long into the breakout or you're long on the drawdown to establish footing. How do you know that we established footing? That was the discussion today on the head and shoulder thing, same concept. So when you fall back, when they pop into open air, the bears will try one more time to send them back. And if they do, if the bulls come back and take that out, it's confirmed. That means they're probably going to do this. The bears are tired. So then the breakout, and then how far up they go, it depends on what kind of a pattern it is. So somewhere around here. There's a gap at 40.90. There's a gap at 36.10. I'm not a guy who chases gaps. For example, if we're falling and there's a gap behind us, the gap is not reason to do a U-turn and go fill it. But if we're rallying into a gap, it becomes a suction cup, like a vacuum, and vice versa. If there's a gap below and we're rallying, it's not a reason to come back and fill it. But if we're falling and there's a gap nearby, it becomes it just draws us down into it. Self-fulfilling prophecy. So it's important to make the distinctions. So I just dumped on you everything. But really, if you simplify it, know that the Fed is the only enemy to stocks right now. And I think this whole thing started because he asked me, are we in a recession or not, or bear market? So let me answer that. The stock market recession is here and they're trying to get out of it. And they say the stock market prices things in advance. What if the stock market already priced in a recession, which is the likelihood? The stock market is down 30% from its highs. That is more than a recession. That's a recession and a correction on top of it. Wall Street calls a correction 10%. Wall Street calls a recession 20%. Add the two, that's a correction and a recession on top of it. And the government is still deciding whether they want to announce it a recession. We don't have a recession. If we did, I wouldn't have to pay $80,000 for a used pickup. Okay, so I know that because I'm shopping for a car and I can't buy a freaking Corolla for under 30 grand. What happened? Anyway, so this is called accession. I made this word up. We have recessionary data points, like bullshit ADP number, and we have excesses everywhere created by the government for the people. We don't create recessions, inflation, the people. We just spend the money that the government made available to us in excess. So we're just going to have to live with it until it burns off. That's it. I don't think Powell can stop this inflation. He will destroy the economy doing it, and I don't think they'll let him do it. I think he'll be out of a job if he tries to do that. I can't believe they let him in so long. His job is to create jobs, and now his primary target is to destroy jobs, and we're okay with that? That's crazy. Let's start a petition to get Powell out of office. So simplify it. Play the charts. Know the levels. I know 3,900. I know this is important. I know 3,610 is important. I know 3,500 is important. If we lose 3,500, stop buying dips. Start shorting rips. If we fall into 3,610 and you want to catch the dip, tactically, you can. This is a battle here that could lead us to 3,900 or down to 3,610. I don't know which way it is going to go, but I have a plan. If it goes that way, I know what to do. If it goes this way, I know what to do. Meanwhile, I'm trying to make money off of stocks that get hammered for no reason, or they fall into areas where I deem attractive. And I'm using all kinds of technical. You should see my desktop. I'm even trying to learn some new skills that help me gauge time. That's one thing I don't have in my portfolio, in my bag of tricks. I can't tell you by when something will happen. People who do pitchforks can do that. I have two people in my group that can draw pitchforks beautifully, and they can tell me about what time something will happen. I can't do that, but thank God they're in the group. So, correct, Mandeep, he is not even an economist. So we have to be tactical. If you ignore charts, you're just being blind on purpose. I just showed you how you can draw an arrow and it comes out to be a double top of the day, almost to the penny. It's not luck, folks. It is not luck. Look, that yellow line and that candle there. What chart today? 1 second. Carvana? No. What reported recently, yesterday maybe, popped and then gave it all back up? Something along the lines of Carvana, some obscure name.
Talking about Carvana, they just reported earnings, and also PayPal too, man. You were doing something
not PayPal.
with PayPal?
Something yesterday. I'll look at PayPal right now. Nicola Uber? No, sorry.
And I need to ask you, Nick, about a trade that I made. Also, whenever we're done with this.
Okay, whatever. This will serve the purpose. This will serve the purpose. I'm going to give you a tip of the world right here, right now. One thing you can add to your charts. What on this chart tells you need to add to your charts if you don't have it? Let's go. Just look at my chart. Forget the arrows, not the arrows. I'm waiting. Just guess. What on this chart is missing from your chart? The ticker. No. The moving average. Yes. Look at how machines sell every approach of the moving average. So if you buy calls here, you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. And this is not a fluke. Give me another ticker. MBNA. I don't know if that'll do it. No, MBNA. Airbnb. Airbnb. Okay, so you need the slant. Okay, right there. Whenever they're slanted, look. When they go sideways, they're fighting for control. On the way down, you can use it. SPY, PDD. I doubt PDD has that kind of stuff. Let's see. Duo. No slant. Well, here, a little bit. Look. Clear as mud, right? Clear as day, man. Clear as day. SoFi. No, it wasn't SoFi. It was not. But I'll tell you, my trade was SoFi. Okay, so I acquired a new skill, right? So I was long SoFi. I shared it. It popped before the earnings. I was up 35, 40%. I sold covered calls, and I got called away from my shares because I basically capped my profits. I said to somebody, I'll sell you my long position if it reaches that level. And it did. So I was like, all right, you can take my longs. I had to book my profits before the earnings. And then it did this into earnings. And everybody said, are you going to reload? And it dipped to here. It's down, blah, blah, blah. I said, no, because I did wolf wave analysis on it. And I thought it was going to go to 5.23. I'm a baby wolf wave analyst. I'm not. I'm trying to learn a new skill. And then it does this. So I missed that $5 thing. Had I seen this, I would have sold naked puts in it. Somebody mentioned it, but it was still here. So yesterday, I missed that freak out moment. I would have sold puts into SoFi. This was my speculative bet that it's a misunderstood business. I used to own a business very similar to it, and it was a cash cow. So I think people are misunderstanding the business. So I will look at this again tomorrow. So I will add it to my list. Oh, it's on there already. Oh, okay. And one thing I forgot that I didn't tell you what also we do for the service. Every Friday, tomorrow, I will send out a form saying, tell me about the tickers you want me to do homework on. And they will give me all of their tickers that they want me to do homework on. And Saturday, I'll spend about 4 hours, I think, compiling a list, and it would look like this. I'm bringing it here. Alphabetized and clickable with instructions. And I record 3 videos to summarize it for people who are not there. This one had 132. I've done up 179, 180, I think was the highest one. And Sunday morning, I hold a 2.5-hour free webinar for anybody that wants to attend. Usually I have about 60 people that are willing to give up their Sunday morning to spend with me.
That's just for the chat members, just to clarify so people don't get it confused.
Oh, yeah. Only chat members. If you're willing to give me that much attention, I am willing to give you 9 hours a day here, 2.5 hours on Sunday, twice on Sunday, because Sunday night I will also do a video for you. That's the strategic market update, which is the big picture. It's about 8 minutes. And the live chat room. So if you can't reach me, you're not trying hard enough. I cannot. The only thing I don't do is park in front of your house. So, which would be creepy.
Nick, really quick here, though, just really important to note that this is not just for full-time active traders. It's also for
this service I started. Let's work backwards. This service, when I started it in 2011 with Benzinga, it was to share basically 1 trade a day. That was a credit spread. That was a slow poke trade like I like. I like to set trades 3 weeks out, 3 months out, and I like to spread them.
Whoa. What is going on with Apple? Can you look at Apple right now? It is tanking hard. I'm not sure what's going on in the market.
I'm looking at 138. What's so hard?
This is all pre-market. Is there some news or something?
The market's closed. There's no Apple trade right now. They haven't reopened the futures. I don't know. Here, let's go. Listen to you. We're tanking. Apple closed extremely weak. They closed on the low of the day. They made a new low. Oh yeah, the drop after hours. Well, you see, it crashed into the close, and this is just a little bit lower. Something is going on, folks, that is above your grade pay, my grade of pay, something that's unknown. It's hitting lines that I drew on Thinkorswim. I need to expand it to understand where those lines come from, and I don't have time to look at it right now.
And so now let me ask you about this trade here that I took. You know, I like to trade those.
Anthony, this is absolutely not for day traders, but day traders can benefit more than other people because I'm willing to give 9 hours of my day. I'm just literally, you're a swing trader. This is what is meant. This is what I meant this service for. Me giving trades that have 3 weeks at least on the clock, that you can have a day job, and you just, if you can read a paragraph and set a trade, this is for you. Everything else is extra. That's what I started by saying. Everything else, the live room, the chat room is extra. The source of this trade, of the essence of the service, is to teach you and share with you setups that I take for myself. I post them, and Benzinga sends them out. However, you tell Benzinga you want to receive information.
So Nick, you know, I typically trade the SQQQs, and I'm going to be honest with you, man. I wanted to close those contracts. I was up handsomely at the, and I typically close them around 358, 359, but I started getting a bunch of emails, a bunch of calls, and I was late by like 10 seconds. So I couldn't close those calls on the SQQQ. They expire tomorrow. They're $60 calls that $60 calls expire tomorrow on the SQQQ. And just for you guys to get a sense, this is really what happens in the chat room the whole day. This is a real trade. This is a real trade that I'm in right now.
So I appreciate you sharing. So I'm going to share with you something. Oh, really? Okay. This is a headline I read this morning. This is for me to make jokes and poke fun at the headline writers, which is really poking fun at you who read the headlines and think they mean something. They don't mean shit. Okay? Listen to this headline. The person that wrote this headline is a lowest paid person in that company probably, and knows nothing about the markets. They have a formula of how to write headlines. Check this out. I can prove it to you. Listen, whatever this says, blah, 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 the Dow dropped 500 points, right? 500. That sounds big. While the S&P and NASDAQ slumped 2.5% and 3.6%. Now you tell me why they switched over from points to percents. Because if you talk about the points here, it's like 1.3, 1.2. It's not that impressive. It's not eye-catching. Holy crap, 500 points. Wow, that's impressive. No, it's 1.3%. It happens. But it's not impressive. So the headline writers make a living from attracting your attention, not to tell you what really can help you do better. This is meant to elicit emotions in you. You go, whoa, 500 points, and now you're already defensive before the day started. I got this email at 5:30 in the morning. If I weren't on the ball, I would look at it and it's like, gosh, dang it. I would have shorted the open, and I would have lost I lost a ton, because the open we dropped and then we. So don't read headlines anymore. Use your brains. If you want to read the headline, at least doubt it. I'm telling you, these are not the smartest people or smartest machines actually doing the writing of the headlines. This is my PSA. I'm on a mission to have people depend on headlines. How come we can draw lines where the headlines break out? I mean, often enough, we draw lines and the headline breaks out exactly where the neckline is lost.
And that's with or without the news, Nick. I've noticed that your lines match, and you don't even look at the news, but your lines always match everything that happens. When I'm in the chat room, I see it.
Yep. Yeah. Headline broke out. The other day, something fell. Maybe yesterday, they said, how come the S&P fell? And somebody said, because so-and-so said so. I was like, no, because we hit a failure level from yesterday. So that's the natural spot to fall. I forget what it was. There, something here. How come we didn't hold? That's not because we hit another prior failing zone. So chances are there was going to be sellers. That would be one say. So for example, nobody in my room was buying calls up here. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Nobody in my room was buying calls up here. Why? Because if they asked me, is this a good time to get long? I would look left and I was like, in fact, I have it programmed. Check it out. Look, watch. I'm going to do, look. Not an obvious entry point. We can do it again. I type it so often, not an obvious entry point. This is a nice way to say, if you don't have a reason to get long or short, don't get long or short. In fact, let's get into teaching mode. All right, so get a piece of paper and write these things down. If you've been here before, you know I'm going to say, right? All right, number one, don't ever take another trade ever in your entire life. I mean it, ever again, ever, without these things. You need those 2 check marks, at least 2 check marks if you don't have them. 1, what is your reason? NT, NT. No trigger, no trade. No trigger, no trade. And the T could be thesis. It doesn't have to be something on the chart. If they take this out and you call it this a trigger, okay. If you say, I'm shorting up here because so-and-so said the blah, blah, blah is coming out at so, blah, blah, that's a thesis. Okay. But if you take a long because you thought it was going to go higher, that is not a thesis. You need a reason. So number one, never take it. Boy, that does not look anything like NT, but it is. So if you don't have a reason that you can explain it to, say, like my mother is 90 and is broke because she lives in Lebanon and the banks are broke and her money is gone. The banks lost her money. So if I cannot take her money and say, I can put it in a trade for you with a good conscience, I shouldn't put my own money in there. If I have good conviction to put my mother's money in it, I should then, okay, it passes the smell test. So never take a trade again without a real specific reason. Because when somebody says, Nick, I'm holding calls and they expire today, what should I do with them? That happened today. I promise you that happened today. I forgot the guy's name. And I said, well, let me pick on you. First, why did you own those calls or puts? I forgot what they were. I think they were puts. I said, why did you own them? And if you don't have a why, then that is test 1, you failed, you close it. You don't have a reason to be in that trade. Let's say you have a reason and the reason is still there. Then you go to step 2. Have an exit strategy. So what is your exit strategy if things go well? Oh, if I make 15%, I'm out. When you take the trade, you should have an exit strategy in mind. You should have an exit strategy in mind. If things go badly, what is the maximum pain you're allowed to take? Is it a percentage, 20%? Is it a dollar amount, $100? You decide. Today, I used that like 3 or 4 times. I said, here's a lottery ticket. It cost $85. That is a real number. I swear to you, in the SPX. I said, SPX. I said, it's $85. And then we caught the run and it turned into $2.70. So that is a big win in options terms. So it was 3 times. I count in French. I'm French educated. So every time I do math, it's in French in my head. So it is 3 times. And, but we had a plan and I said, I would spend the $80 and I would say to myself, I'm willing to lose $40 out of it. Then I know if I lose $40, I'm out, regardless of what happens to the trade. I assign myself a loss. I hit my loss limit. I stopped myself out. And it doesn't have to be a mechanical stop loss. I don't put mechanical stop losses because I'm watching the action. I decide if I want to close it after 40-cent loss, I'm out after 40-cent loss. I go in, I close it. So I made a couple of mistakes today, but they were happy mistakes. I had an order open to close a win, and I went for 10 minutes. When I came back, the order had filled. I didn't pay attention. We had a big spike. I got out with a profit, but I meant to have it a trailing order, but I wasn't there paying attention. So make sure you're watching fast trades, and it was a fast trade. Okay, so this is one thing you need to add to your to-do list. Never take a trade without a good reason, and never take a trade without having an exit strategy set up if things go bad and if things go well. There are other things that I can tell you, but this is easy. 1, 2.
Right.
Purpose, absolute purpose. And second, what do I do? How do I manage?
Right. Nick, really quick here. I'm getting a lot of questions about the live room. So I'll just get this out of the way and then we can get back here to this hot session, folks. Again, thanks a lot for sending these in. So does Nick go over student trade ideas? All the time. All the time. Are the sessions on Sundays recorded? Yes, they are recorded. They're posted in the chat room. If you stick around till the end, I'll show you a sneak peek of that. Okay. Does everybody that joined get a free laptop? Yes, we are hooking it up. That is until midnight. All right. What is the chat room schedule? It's Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. till 5 p.m. ish. And then Sundays from 10:30 a.m. till about 1 p.m. ish. Again, that's Sunday. So you have Nick like 6 days a week, and he's always answering the chat room. I'm telling you, this is Nick's life. He's the most committed person you'll ever find to your trading journey. Okay.
I don't have a car. I swear.
Me neither. It's I don't do anything but work. So like
I don't have a car. I'm looking to buy a car.
Get a
I can
Tesla.
afford it. I can afford a car. I can assure you.
Right.
I just don't have it in me. I grew up in the war, so even though I wasn't poor, assets are hard to come by. So I can't spend big money on junk. I just can't do it.
I know what you mean, dude. I know what you mean. When you work from home, and home is your work, is different. Okay, let's go through these questions here really quick. Is there a money back guarantee? Yes, 30-day money back guarantee. The price at renewal is the same as today, 70% off. That's only till midnight. Does Nick provide options education? Yes, he will show you. Well, he does it live, but he has some nice educational videos that help me a lot, and he'll show you those later. Do you teach strategies from A to Z? Yes, everything from iron condors, credit put spreads, butterflies, anything that you can imagine from simple to complex. Nick is your guy. And then how much capital is required to do trades in the chat room, Nick?
0. If you've never done this before, I want you to start with paper money, and then I'll share with you dollars in a second. So I'm answering a person who's asking, do I post my trades? If the trades are not fast in and out intraday, I post them in writing in the chat room where you can. And I believe we have a team of editors who actually send them out if you ask for emails too. I do about 1 a day of those, but I share trades. We share trades all day long for those lucky few that can be in the extra bonus live room. You're not missing, you're not paying. Come on, folks. It's dirt cheap if you consider the value. It's a school open all day, every day, all year. All you have to do is come in and say, what did I miss? That's all you have to do. So let me share with you. We started by showing off the credit put spread and iron condor and things. Okay, let's take this one. How much money do you need for this trade? Let me tell you something. The SPX is the index, the S&P index. Everything else goes off of it. You have the futures and you have the ETF. I'm not from Wall Street. I promise you, I don't speak their jargon. I know what they're saying, but I think they're full of crap. So they can have their jargon. I know how to trade without them. So this trade right here gave me $120. The only requirement is $380 worth of margin because that's the most it can lose for one contract. So if you did this on paper, you can do this on paper until you get it down right. And then you jump in with one contract. If you have a $2,000 account, you're risking $400 a day for an opportunity to make 20 to 25% a day. Let's say you make $50 a day with a $2,000 account. If you have a $2,000 account and you want to make it a $25,000 account, you can, but you have to be extremely aggressive and you will probably blow up 2 or 3 before you get it down right. And when you get to 25, I guarantee you're going to make another mistake and come back down to almost nothing. So it is a tricky situation. We are greedy people. You have to control that. The only way you can control that by being methodical. So if you succeed with one contract and you blow it up to 10 without trying 2 or 3 first, the adrenaline that's in your body at 10 contracts, completely different than 1. When you can only lose $380, you'll watch it and take the heat and not make mistakes. But if there is $3,800 on the line, you're like, it's a different mentality. It's like playing poker with real money or playing poker with fake money.
And Pamela says, and that's just that. Look, the life of a trader is definitely unique. I'll tell you that. Brand says, I found out. Yep, Brand. No, definitely. So yeah, Nick, talk to us a little bit about like what's going on there in your head. I know you do this the whole day, so I don't want to, burn you out, but like,
Well, today was tough. I had a personal issue I needed to deal with in the morning. It was kind of a setback, so I needed to deal with that. I'm saying this because you all have personal issues. Let's say you're arguing with your spouse or something like that. That wasn't my case, but it plays in your head, and then the phone rings, and then the dog wants something, and then your son is not listening to you, and you got a leak in your PVC pipes outside. You're waiting for a delivery. The cleaning person is here, or the gardener is outside in the next door and buzzing the hell out of you. And it plays in your success, and it is all opportunity to trip you up. Having 300 people in the same room helping you get centered and focused is super important. So sometimes when it gets pretty noisy, I put headphones on, and that kind of just dims out everything outside. I want to invest in one of those cubicles that you can buy, like a soundproof studio room that singers do. They sell them in all kinds of different sizes, but I don't think I will have to go to get above the aesthetic issue with the family. So maybe I'll have to do something about that. I don't think they're watertight, so I can't do it outside. Anyway, distractions come from everywhere. If you have a group of 300 people, they can help you minimize the opportunities for a mistake. Like this last drop right here. James, Fast Trades in my room, said, we're going to close down. We're going to fall into the close. And look what happened. Within 2 minutes after he said it. And he didn't buy puts. Somebody else did.
that's James Donahue. Like there are people here in this chat room that I know by first and last name, man. That's really
Pamela. If are you my Pamela? I don't think so. You need to be in the room if you're not. By my Pamela, I mean we already have a Pamela in the room, and she's fantastic. I can't recommend trading platforms, Max. In my experience, they all suck at some point. I use E-Trade because it's cheap for me. I've been in it since Trade Monster, and it's super cheap. I've tried. I can't recommend it because I haven't funded my account, but at first I do use Thinkorswim. It's pretty good. I don't know about awesome. It's pretty good. And a sister cousin of it is the newer version of that. The same people from Thinkorswim, Tastyworks.
And
I've opened an account. I opened an account, but I haven't funded it, so I can't speak to it's how good it is. It just looks good.
Well, that's the good thing. There's 300 traders with different brokerages. Trust me, you'll get an answer. And again, you're not asking random Wall Street bets, stock tips.
I have people in there using Robinhood and Webull or whatever that other bull thing.
Right. Yeah. And so Pamela says Pamela's with something else, and she's day trading futures. I know you also do futures too there, Nick. With you chart them out for the folks, right?
What is that? Why can't we see everyone's chat? Why are you hiding it? I don't know what that means. I'm new to the trading room and I think it's great. Hey, Shannon. Oh, so why are the members in here? They've just spent 9 hours with me. Why are they in here? Because they're excited about it. I didn't tell them to be here.
Right, Nick, really quick, can we show, because there's a lot of people here so show the educational videos, but I forgot to do this. But folks, if you are new here, this is your
I have
first
that
time watching
right
this,
here.
Put up one in
So
the chat.
if you become a member, you can immediately use these videos. So let's say you don't know options. This is a 10-minute crash course in puts, calls, spreads, credit spreads. This I don't use anymore as much, the table breakdown, but it is useful. This is pretty useful. What is the cash settled option and how is it different? So what's really the difference between the SPX? This is the SPY and this is the SPX. How are they different in options? But for starters, this is called a cash settled security. So there's no assignment. So you can't wake up owning shares or being short shares because you can't buy the SPX. You can buy calls and puts on the SPX, but you can't buy the SPX. It's not a deliverable. Whereas this trades the SPY trades like a stock. You can wake up, assign shares if you make a mistake. You can buy the SPY. You don't have to just buy options. You can go out and buy one share of the SPY. So it trades like a stock. So that's the same scenario with the NDX and the QQQ. So that's the main difference between the two. Also, there are some tax advantages and disadvantages. You have to talk to your CPA about that. Different areas, different people. Where was I going? So the videos are evergreens. So they apply to any point in time, and they're there. And we keep adding to them. The other day, somebody said something about an iron condor. So I did a fresh video, and now I can share that with somebody that says, hey, I've never seen an iron condor. I don't know how to deal with it, which is this guy. So I just recently did a video. It's probably 10 minutes long, maybe 12. I shared it with them within hours. What is this hiding something? What the fudge? What do you not see? I'm seeing everything.
Yeah, Shia, if you got any, you can ignore that. So Abe says, can you close an SPX option prior to hitting the striking price?
Can I say what?
Could you close an SPX option prior to it hitting the strike price?
Oh, yes. You can open and close an options position at any time you want. Partial gains, partial losses, up to you. You can, not many people know this, but you can trade options on the indices and ETFs 15 minutes past the close of the market, with a couple of exceptions. So there are a few things that people don't know. Did you know that you can get assigned at any point in time? Price does not have to be at or in the money. So it is, there is a lot of misconceptions. So yeah, I can't get over this guy. You're hiding something. That's pretty funny. What the fudge are we hiding, dude?
Yeah, see, I think you need to join the chat room, man. All right. You got 30 days to figure it out. I think that's probably going to be your best bet. All right.
Join the chat room. I'll change your minds.
I think Shia, no, listen,
Shia, join the chat room. I'll change your mind.
Shia, I'll give you 60 days money back guarantee just for you. Okay. So Pamela says, found out this week about assignment, Nutso.
So listen, what was it? What stock?
I think it's SPX.
Oh, no, she cannot get assigned SPX, SPY maybe. So Google, okay, ouch. Well, at least you got assigned a good company, Pam. What is your level? Right. So I think if the market, oh, okay, that's pretty high. So there was ways around this. I could have helped you dance out of it by rolling down and out, down and out, down and out until you get out of the situation. Your short calls, so you're protected yourself for minimal money. Good job. Good job. So you know what you're doing. So join the group if you're not among us already. I know we have a couple of Pams. So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Just hit me up when you log in. Say, I'm the person who got assigned Google. Then I'll know, oh yeah, I remember you. So my first assignment was Suncor long ago. I had sold puts at Suncor at $32, I'm going to say. And it closed like a penny above 32. I didn't know that they can assign you for 2.5 hours later. So I woke up on Monday owning 1,000 shares or 2,000 shares of Suncor. I was like, oh my God, the first assignment. But the stock was up $1. So I just simply sold my shares with profits, and I kept, so I made money on top of money, but I was assigned, and it was scary. It doesn't always work like that. Like the Google scenario, we had a crash in Google, and stop. Google, everything Google wakes up when you say the word Google. It's crazy that they don't let us change the name. Like Amazon would let you change the Alexa name to something else. Anyway.
Nick, quick question. What are your thoughts on Facebook? Now, I'm not going to call it Meta. It's still Facebook. But what do you think about it?
I can see this, Art. Yes, I can see that. So Meta, I was a fan of the stock, and now it's in the penalty box because So to me, Meta is a growth company, right? And this is a scenario where the headlines are super weird. So listen to this logic. Please follow the logic. When I look to slice and dice a company, if I look at Google, if I look at Amazon, I have no doubt in my mind that they are growth companies. They've been growing for a long time and they're consistent. So I don't judge them purely based on profitability. So the knee-jerk headline reaction on all the stocks, growth or not growth, is the same. They missed earnings. Why are you missing earnings? Why are you mentioning earnings relative performance on a growth company like Twilio missed earnings? Who gives a flippant fart about that? It is a totally growth company. It's never been an earnings story. It's a growth story. It grows 50, 30, 60, 70%. Shouldn't you lead with that? They missed sales. Whenever they say missed sales, then you should freak out. With Meta, the headline leader was they missed earnings by a mile, and they did. But the one thing they were okay with was the sales number, because they didn't miss the revenue number, the estimate. But they actually shrunk in sales. That's a huge deal for me. This is a growth company that, okay, the estimate person said sales are going to suck, but nobody had a problem with the fact that the sales were smaller than last year. That is a huge red flag. And I think Netflix is going to fall hard next earnings report. It has a chance to collapse if they also shrink again with the headcount. So you have to pay attention, not to the headline, but to what's going on in your opinion. In my opinion, Meta is in the penalty box right now. So I did not catch the falling knife. I would have. I would be willing to catch the falling knife in Amazon, and I did. I may have to lose money, maybe, I don't know. I would be willing to catch a falling knife in Apple, and I did. And I won money for my people, not me. I didn't trade it after hours, they did. I would do it in Microsoft, which I did. I'm under fire, but I have 45 days. Meta is the only one that I said, whoop, I'm out for a little bit until I see what they do next time. Will they actually bring sales again? Because if they're going to shrink in sales, I think I would have to reevaluate how I look at this company. So Meta, although they have 3 billion users, they're playing with freaking fire. They had an incredibly successful company called Facebook, and they decided to say, you know what? We're going to go into this metaverse and we're going to bet the farm on it. So much so that we're going to kill the name brand that we've been breeding forever and put it on something that may or may not happen. Ballsy. But let's see if they make it. Let's see if they make it. So when I think Meta, I'm thinking crypto. Why? Metaverse. If the metaverse happens, the indirect bet on Meta would be to actually be involved in crypto, because I can almost guarantee you that all of you here will deal with crypto and blockchain on a daily basis in this lifetime. On a daily basis, directly or indirectly, you will have to use their services on a daily basis. Everything around us is going digital. Money will be digital. And for that to happen, they're not going to reinvent the wheel. They're going to come to the crypto now and say, how did you do it? Would you license it to us? So we trade crypto as well. Did really well with crypto. Let's talk crypto. Any crypto fans?
Didn't Coinbase, Coinbase reported today, Nick?
Oh, they just reported, right? Tonight. Okay. Yeah, but I wouldn't. Okay, so please stop trading crypto indirectly through stupid stocks. Okay. Why would you trade this stock, right? It might be a great company. If you're trading it as a proxy to crypto, or trading whatever the other blockchain company, what does it call it? Riot, because you want to trade crypto, let me help you out, friends. I'm going to tell you something. Answer it to yourself. I'm not going to wait for your answer. I'll give you 10 seconds. What is the riskiest part of crypto investing? The riskiest part of crypto investing. Think about it. Don't blurt it out. Think about it. I think most of you will miss it. If you've heard me say it, No, not volatility, not your own keys, not owning the platform, Jennifer. Have you heard me say that before? Okay. So my riskiest part of crypto was, where the fudge do I put my money? In Malaysia and in Hong Kong? Where are these crypto companies? Right. So every time I ended up with crypto.com, every time I go to log in and the login hangs up, this is the day. Today is the day I lose my crypto money. I'm always feeling that. So let me tell you this, you can trade crypto without a crypto account. That's no doubt. And I've been making money for the group on that for a while. There's a ticker called BITO. Okay. So BITO tracks the Bitcoin futures. So for all intents and purposes, BITO is Bitcoin. So instead of playing with Coinbase, why not just play with Bitcoin, which is BITO? If you think Bitcoin is going higher, you buy BITO shares. It's $12.50, or you buy BITO calls, or you do what I do. I've been selling puts every week. This week is the first week I didn't. I sell puts every week. If they give them to me, I take them. If not, I make $250. That's one way. Or you buy shares and you hold them for the long term, which I've done for us. I own some shares as well. I own crypto coins. I don't own Bitcoin. I own a lot of Ethereum and some Solana. They're competitors. So I'm betting on two horses. Those are my two leading horses. And Ethereum has done really well. I had an alert the other day. It was like 900 and something, or yeah, something like that. The alert said, spike to 1600 ? Where was it? 1600. So they work very well. So I'm holding a core position of crypto. My target is 48,000 for that batch. And in order for me not to be tempted to trade it, I locked them. So I'm staking my coins, earning interest on them. Sadly, I used to collect 10% on my USDC, which is a stable coin. So I had a lot of money in there, collecting 10% a year. And then the government in April stopped that. Now it's down to 4%. It's still good, but not as good as 10%. GBTC, JL Trader. Hey, JL. GBTC is another one. And there's ETHE. Those two things are stocks you can buy and sell. ETHE is Ethereum tracker, and GBTC, they are from Grayscale. And they are stocks, they don't have options. So if you want to bet on Bitcoin, you buy GBTC. If you want to bet on Ethereum, you buy ETHE, Ethereum. So in case you don't know crypto, you have coins and you have processes. So Ethereum is the ecosystem, the process. Ether is the coin that supports that process. What does Ethereum do? If you've done any wires in real banks, regular banks, what do? You send a wire over most likely a network called Swift. And everything happens around the Swift network, and you pay $30 for the wire, and it goes a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here. So Ethereum, a lot of the transactions in crypto happen over this platform, over this network. So you end up paying fees. They call them gas fees or whatever they call them. But it's the same. You do it in banking, you do it here. So the transaction fees are most likely paid in Ether. Now, Solana is another process that is a competitor to Ethereum. SOL is the coin of it. And there's another one, Cardano and Ripple, but I don't know if Ripple is still stuck in litigation or not. So all these are coins that actually do something. They support a process of sorts. Even Dogecoin is being used as a currency somewhere. So it has its own ecosystem. I just closed a schmut ton of Doge for a profit. Here I am doing my thing, watching TV or whatever. Bleep, bleep, bleep. My phone is blowing up. I'm like, whoa, wait, it's up 50%. What's going on? It was up like 80% over the weekend, I think. So I was like, oh, sweet. So I left some runners, but it was we're talking good money. People make fun of it. Why? Why do you make fun of it? The easiest money I made this year and last are out of crypto, and the most fun. It doesn't matter. Why do you make fun of it? It doesn't matter whether he tweeted or not. Did you make money? Yes. So if Carl Icahn said he's long Apple and Apple spikes, is it shameful to be long Apple? No, but because it's called Dogecoin and people make fun of crypto, there's this misconception that it's fake. Let's have that debate. I cannot believe that the head of the cream of the crop bank in the world would say, don't invest in crypto because it's fake. That is a moronic statement. Everything in his life is fake. Look around you. You drive a car that's fake because it's man-made. You probably own artwork on the wall that's fake because it's man-made. You maybe don't own a Mona Lisa, but you own a print of the Mona Lisa. That's definitely a fake because it's a copy of the original. Yet you've paid $50,000 for that frame to put it in there. Why? Because you love it. There's demand on the stuff. So fake or not, it's got freaking value and it's doing better than anything else around it for 10 years straight. Call it fake. You choose not to invest in it. You're choosing not to invest in the most winning asset class there is. Now, the people that bought the top got stuck, and that's the problem. But you use a little bit of chart knowledge and you time your entries. So last October, I did a video for our group. If you've been with me since then, you've heard the story like a million times and you're like, gosh, dang, can you get over this thing? No, because it's a cool thing to have done. In November or October, I can't remember, I said Bitcoin could crash to 22,000, maybe even 19 to revisit the breakout from 2018 or whenever. Yeah, this one here, when it went there. So, and I laid it out and it happened almost exactly as I laid it out. And I said, once it gets there, I'm going to load up. So it got there and they asked me, did you load up? I said, I loaded up, but not all the way as much as I wanted to, because there are a couple of good technicians that said it can go to 11. And one guy said even 5. And I respected those two people that said that. And I was like, you know what? I am humble enough. I will triple my position. And so I leave room for doubt. So I didn't go all in. I should have, but I didn't. And then we had a huge rally, huge. So Solana went from 27.40, my entry price, to I forget what it was, 50, 51. And Ethereum went to, why are we guessing? No, ETHUSD. 2,000. It went over 2,000. So I definitely had profits. I didn't book them because I had a plan for this batch. This batch, I traded enough for profit. This batch, I want to ride it all the way back to here, that area. Maybe it happens by February, maybe it doesn't. But that would be a freaking nice win, wouldn't it? From here, 215%. Love that. Solana, my entry point was, SOLUSD. 27.40. So I almost nailed the bottom. And they went up to 49. What about BITO? Via PayPal? Via whatever you want. I mean, PayPal is as safe as you get, Gary. So pick your entry. The coin itself is not that risky. It's a risky asset because it's volatile. But so is Twilio. So this is the chart of Bitcoin. This is the chart of Twilio. What's the difference? You're investing in Twilio. Upstart? What else? Let's see. PayPal? Square? IWM? What? So how is that different than BTC USD? They're all volatile. This one just gets a bad rap because a couple of smart people are saying asinine things. And I include Warren Buffett in this. Smart guy. I can't even talk about investments because we're like not even in the same galaxy with regards to knowing how to invest, of course. But I know when somebody's saying something wrong, and that is factually wrong. When they say it doesn't hold value, I think you don't know how to do math, is what I think. So don't be shy about investing in something because somebody smart says something that scares you out of it. Do your own due diligence. Treat it like a risky stock. You have no problem buying stock of a company that doesn't even sell anything. All of you bought something this last 3 years. All of you, I guarantee it. All of you bought something that doesn't have any income in the last 3 years. From car companies, electric car companies, Hyliion, Lucid, whatever, name it. You bought the company, the battery company, QS. Yeah, they don't sell anything yet. You bought the future. Well, this is an asset that has a finite count and millions of people want it desperately. It will have a value. At some point, somebody will buy it at some price. Just like gold. Gold doesn't do anything. Just like Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't do anything. Arguably, Ether does. It makes Bitcoin process happen. Solana does. Bitcoin just sits there, it looks pretty, but it is the chief. All right, so what else do we want to talk about? Rant over. Drink some bang, Nick. This is the most bang I've drank today.
Not over yet. Let's talk about the energy sector and where that is going.
I just shorted the XLE today for fun. So Doc in the room, you know Doc, said, I'm tempted to short the XLE by puts in my paper trade account. So I went in and I sold the credit call spread because he said, I think it doesn't have a lot of room to run here, right? So the XLE, it's basically Chevron Exxon, hot as can be. Everybody loves it, right? So he said, this is not my trade. This is his trade. I just took it to make a point. So he said, I don't think it has a lot of room to run. Those were his exact words. So he said, I'm buying a put. So not a lot of room to run. He buys a put. So it needs to drop for him to make money. He might make money. And if he does, he makes a lot of money. So I said, the one way to put that into action is to sell a call spread and to actually make money off of the fact that if it doesn't rally. So that means putting his words exactly into the trade. Whether I make money on it or not, I took a small bite, not even to pay for a sandwich maybe, but maybe I can buy groceries for a month or something. If it doesn't go above, I think 93, I can't remember, I make my money. If it drops, I make my money. If it drops a lot, I make the same money. If it drops a lot, he makes a ton of money. So he ended up taking it live. He took not in his paper account, he took live. So this is the kind of discussions that happen in there. So what do I think of energy? You know my story. I think that we're being fed a lie. I don't think we have an energy crisis. We have an energy policy crisis where we have a shit ton of energy and we just don't want to get it. We want to go grovel for it. And anyway, I'm not in charge. I don't have a car. My son drives a diesel. I pay his gas bill. That's about $7 a gallon. The other car in our household is a hybrid, goes 40 miles a gallon. So it's piddly crap. So gas in my area is $6 a gallon. Diesel is about $7 a gallon. So until our government said, and by the way, if I was in charge of a country that has rampant inflation, that has high inflation, our inflation is still under control. It's high, but it's under control. Go outside of the US. So it is the balls on the government to tell us we're doing the best we can to control energy prices. No, you're not. I mean, inflation. No, you're not. Because if you crash energy prices, you will take so much air out of inflation because everything we buy gets on a truck. So you not only lower down the transportation fees, but that trickles down to products we buy. So truckers won't have to jack up their prices so that the products they carry don't have to be jacked up extra to make up for that jack of the price of the truckers. So all you have to do is crash oil prices with words. Say we're putting ESG on hold for 6 months. You don't have to do it. Just say we're thinking about it. And there'll be a race to lower prices from Saudi Arabia because anyway, we have the capacity to pump all we want. We just choose not to. So the government telling me that they're doing their best to lower inflation, I say you can do more. Not a political statement, mathematical fact. That's it. So energy, the story, I don't believe it. I think there's going to be a big crash in energy. There's a good chance oil will be 55 to 58 by February. I'm not an oil expert. Don't go out and risk $1 million on this one. It is my thesis. Now, I've shorted energy for 2 years and not lost once. My last Exxon short is losing and most likely will lose. I just reissued an XLE short, very mild, like minimal risk. Somebody's asking, is it time to short Oxy? I've shorted it and made a lot of money for the group on Oxy. I want to warn you, though, it has that looming headline. What will Warren do? So if you are buying Oxy, not you particularly, if people are buying Oxy stock to make money because Warren Buffett is buying to make money, Warren is not buying to make money off the stock. He's buying Oxy to make money off of his cash flow. Completely different things. So what happens to Oxy's P&L if I'm right and prices of oil crash? We have a war that's not going to last forever, that's disrupting the oil flow in the world. And if that goes away, oil prices get a beat down. If the so the idea to short Oxy, the risk comes from the headline. So the last headline I remember, you can correct me on that one. So the SEC or somebody gave Warren the go-ahead to own up to 50% of the company. He may be up to what, 30%, 25%, whatever he is. So we might get a headline that Warren Buffett indeed went ahead and ramped up to 50%. Are 13 Fs out yet? If not, every time the 13 Fs come out, you might get that headline. It hasn't happened yet, and it's been at least a couple months since I read that other headline that the SEC gave him the okay to go ahead and buy the more Oxy stock. So you want to short oil, Oxy is the one guy that is like a biotech. They can come out with the cure and pop because Warren said they want to buy it. So I would suggest doing something like index-wise, like short the USO on rallies or short the XLE on rallies. Although also the warning on XLE, two stocks are 44% of it. Last time I checked, Exxon and Chevron are almost half the whole index. So you're basically shorting Exxon and Chevron, and Exxon and Chevron are hot. So it's a tough trade. You either stay away from it. Here's my answer on oil. I get that question so much. Check it out. Watch. Oil X. My answer to every oil company investors should avoid buying an investment up here, and traders can do their thing. If you're trading oil and you're making money hand over fist, it was a great trade. If you're investing from here on up because you heard somebody is buying, not for me. But that's the answer. It's as simple as that. That was a long ass winded answer, Nick. Could you have said that from the beginning? Oil X. That's it. Next.
Right. And let's go ahead and maybe we can take some tickers from the chat so you can give them a sense, a taste of the chat room, Nick.
Tyrone tells me to buy a motorcycle. Wouldn't I love it? I've been a motorcycle rider my entire life. My family would fire me if I bought a motorcycle. What is that again? Sorry. What we do in there, we'll take them tickers. Is that what it is?
Yeah, let's take some tickers from the chat so we can show them.
Okay, somebody asked MBNA, why do I go at Airbnb? That's twice I do. Okay, so Airbnb is falling on blah, 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 earnings. So I looked in their P&L, nothing outrageous. They're still solid growth and their cash flow is okay. I didn't read all of the details of the top line was okay. The person that came to me said, how would you trade this? I said, for me, this is a stock that is falling into a prior bounce level. So the thesis, two of them. The thesis is that it is falling into support. So I can take along against that support and stop out if the support fails. Remember earlier today, I said you need two things from now on. Number one is have a reason. And my reason is it's falling into support and the news isn't that bad, right? That's the reason. And number two, I said what? Have an exit strategy. So the exit strategy for me is if I lose this base, I should consider stopping out. So I have a stop out level below here. I don't know what's going to happen. And my exit strategy would be if we get back and cover this gap, I'm out. So I also said in my write-up, which I shared in details, I said I can do a lot of things. I can buy shares. I can buy calls or debit call spreads, not my thing. Or I can sell puts or put spreads. That's my thing. I don't sell puts naked. One, this market is insane. Two, I don't know the company that well. And there's no secondary support. There's nothing down here. So I wouldn't sell a naked puts. So a credit put spread would be my choice. And I chose one, can't remember which one. I think 75.70. So if I'm right, I make money. How am I right? If this does that, I lose money. If this does this, I make money. Everything else makes me money. So price here, I make money. The only scenario is if it comes down below my box, I lose money. So if somebody buys shares and this rallies, they're making money all the way. I don't make all the way. I make my money. That's it. 15%, I think, off the top of my head on my risk. If somebody buys a call spread, a call or shares, they make money as long as that thing's rising. If they buy a call spread, they make money on the rally as soon as they crosses the call spread, and that's it. The maximum, they have a maximum amount of money they can make, just like me. The only difference is with all of these other scenarios, what do you need? You need a rally. Without a rally, you lose money, guaranteed. So my scenario is only one scenario loses me money. What? A collapse. It could happen, but it's the easiest way to catch this falling knife and leave a lot of room for error. So that is Airbnb from start to finish. Next. Hoodie, I'm not going there. I don't know what that is. I've never seen it. Definitely not a popular. Qualcomm. Okay, Adobe. Somebody asked me about Adobe today in the room. They said, what do you think about a credit put spread? And they mentioned it. I can't remember the credit put spread they mentioned. 240, 235, I think. So they want to sell a bull put spread, credit put spread. I just sold the credit put spread for the gang and it worked out in Adobe about 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. Oh, I'll show you where. Anyway, so I said, okay, I can do that almost identical chart to Airbnb, and same scenario. I should consider stopping out if I own calls below here, because if it does this, that's a head and shoulders, and the downside scenario is down to here, and you got this. What if they pre-announce? Everybody's pre-announcing these days. So make sure you get out of this trade like 2 weeks before, just in case they want to pre-announce. Lower highs, so the sellers are in charge, trying to hold a base. So I said, okay, but not my thing, but it's doable. Airbnb did this one. Qualcomm, I believe Qualcomm reported, correct? So I don't know what Qualcomm does anymore. Snapdragon, so cell phone chips. Yeah. Wow, that was a stinker and a half, huh? So I don't like going long when there's a double gap like that. There's no trade right here. Today I found a stock where there's a quadruple gap. I can't remember what it is. I'll try to think of it. And I went through the, anybody here? Was it MDB? Gary? So maybe it was MDB. I'll check. The last time there was a tick inside that gap was like 2017 or 2016 or something like that. It's like they get to that level, they skip it up, and they come to that level, they skip it down. There's gap, gap, gap. Let's go see if it's MDB. Whoop, unless you're asking for MDB now. I don't think it was MDB. No, it was not. But MDB is not for me. It's falling into support, but the support is too far back to be surgical. So yes, it is falling in the support zone, but it's not surgical. So if I am long the stock, I'm not adding. If I'm looking to get long, I will only take 20% of it because I might be able to do it again at 125. So that's MDB. Qualcomm, same scenario. God, I can't remember what that stock was. That would have been fun to discuss here. Let's see if I can remember the bag of tricks. So I don't like to buy above the froth. So if you want to sell a put or a put spread on this drop, okay. You can also have to account for this huge head and shoulders. So there might be 70 points from up there. So it might go to 60, but not likely, right? But if the markets crash, this might go to 80. It's not my forecast. It is available. Hey, Joe, if you like my information, join the group. You'll love it. Midterms, yes. I don't know what. Here's one scenario I had the last couple of weeks. Politicians hide crap from us, and as soon as the midterms go away, they would be less incentivized to hide crap. So what bad things are happening behind the scenes that are being suppressed that may surface after the midterm? So there are doom and gloom out there, most likely Elliott wave people. They're super good with the charts, and they're forecasting below 3,000 SPX, and they're forecasting doom somewhere around November. So maybe a headline breaks out of November. So-and-so, blah, 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 and the thing may be happening already, and we don't know. So keep in mind, how about this way? I never underestimate the power of politicians and the willingness to fudge something up for the country. You remember the fiscal cliff? Beautiful, right? So there's nothing above them. I should say there's nothing below them. I don't know how they sleep at night. Maybe it was Qualcomm.
Isn't there like an ETF? I don't know if it's, I mean, I saw it on the news. There's going to be like an ETF that follows like Nancy Pelosi's trades and Mitch McConnell's trades, something like that.
I'm sure it's there already. How about an inverse Kramer trade? Look, there's no trades inside this, but that wasn't it. Is this chat private? I can read it.
Yeah, so I think he means like the live room where you're there the whole day. You can send Nick a private message in the chat room.
Yeah, you can send me private messages in there. Your post is going to us only, Pat, I think. The rest of the people are not seeing it. Let's see here. What else? Hit me. Give me a ticker. PayPal, you said. Where's PayPal after hours? $10. Oh, wait. Where did it go after hours? Anybody know? Why is this not showing? Oh, that's why. Oh my God. Check this out. Hold on. I do homework, reading the tea leaves, so to speak, about earnings reactions based on what I see in the options markets. And often enough, they provide good information. Listen to this. My comment on PayPal. It could pop after hours to 80 and then fade to 76. That was my comment. Pops to 82 and drops to 67. So I saw the potential of a spike and them fading it down into support. So we'll see where it tomorrow comes out. I may want to trade it tomorrow, so I will add it to my watch list. If I'm not long Square, which actually also reported. What did I say about Square? I can't find it. I didn't have information. I said if it dips to 50, I would buy it. It had support at 50. Woo, explosion. Good job, Square. That's because I became a client. Starbucks, what did I say? SBUX. Where is it at? It's up 1.7, which is nothing, but where did it go up? 80? Why am I doing it the hard way? SBUX. I can't find it. I know I said something about Starbucks. 84. I said 84 tomorrow. We'll see what comes out. That's all I said. Twilio, what did I say? Twilio. Plus or minus $9 priced in. 86. Okay. So I said plus or minus $9 is priced in. That's what the options were expecting. I said the premiums are 3 times as high as normal. If you bought a call or a put for Twilio for tomorrow, you paid 3 times as much as you said. So I said, don't buy this week's bets, calls or puts. Whatever you're trying to do, you do it with 3 weeks out. I said, if it falls to 59, it will find buyers, has room to rally to 70, 70 and a half. Wait, Twilio. Okay, let's put Twilio. If it falls to 59, it will find buyers. It hasn't yet. It just took another leg lower at 52. Tomorrow, I will get long shares of Twilio, maybe 20% of my position. Shares because I don't want to mess around with timing. I could do calls, at the money calls, or maybe sell a put to own shares. Same thing. So if I wanted to own 100 shares, I would sell a put. It's safer to sell a put than to buy the shares because if it falls more, I don't start losing until I get assigned, and then my break-even point would be even below that. And if it rallies, I don't make a lot of money. I just make what I collected, but that's better than being long and writing it down. It has room to rally to 70. That did not materialize. But I did not say buy calls or anything like that. I find it easier and better to trade after the fact so you'd have information at hand. Okay. What else? Well, Sia, your Google will fall with the market, and your Google still has room to fall. Did you know that Tesla can fall 70% to meet the pre-pandemic levels? And if you don't think that cannot happen, I'm going to scare the bejesus out of you right here, right now. I'm sorry. That's not my forecast, but you need to know it exists. Okay? I'm here to cause you to change your underwear. Oh, come on. Ignore the yellow stuff. Look at the white line. Look at the white line. That's a giant head and shoulder-ish pattern, and we are losing the neckline. They're teetering above and below it. You can't see it now, but they're teetering above and below it. Let me see. Can I delete all of these for a minute? You see how they're teetering above and below it? So it's not a lost cause yet. And it does have backup, strong weekly support. These are strong buyers, strong buyers. So is this one. But the more you knock on this floor, if they come back down and close on a weekly basis below 196, keep that number in mind. Actually, if you want to choose 193, that thing is going to drop at least to here. Technically, this is the target. Now you say, no way that can happen. No. Okay. I pay attention to this. I drew this arrow months ago and nobody believed me. Look how close they got because of the same head and shoulders. You can't see it. It's right there. Shoulder, head, shoulder, neckline, same style. AMD. Target. That's one target. There's another target here somewhere. This one right there. You see it? That was my target. I said, you lose this head and shoulders. This is what's going to happen. They need to recover the neckline. Now, AMD and NVIDIA popped above the neckline by about $4 or $5. And you know what else did that? Same headline, same neckline. They lost a head and shoulders and they couldn't recover it. So somewhere here, this way, whatever, there was a head and shoulder-ish pattern. And they tried to recover the neckline, which was 46. 48 at one point, they came back to 48 and came back and gave it up. And once you lose the base from which you sprang, it's a done deal. You're going to lose the whole thing. So it's legit stuff, folks, whether self-fulfilling prophecies or not. Technicals work. You don't need to look anywhere other than what I showed you today with the SPX. I mean, how could I have known that? How could I have known that? I don't know that. We took a box. This is SPX.
You already covered PayPal, right?
Say what?
Did you already cover PayPal?
Yeah, we did. How could I have known that this rally was going to die there? That's because technicals work. Not 100%. It worked here 100%. It worked here. It worked here. It deleted the one that worked here already, that nice bowl that worked. This one, they did half and failed, but that's why I put the kink. There was a dip that never recovered. This dip was this one. So anyway, check this out. Check this out. Okay, so that's the drawing I did. Look how accurate this stuff is. And it was me freehanding it. Tick, 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 tick. There's no pattern for this. I freehand it. I think this is it. I do this stuff. Because they said today, how can you draw these? Because I watch screens all day. I literally answer thousands of charts a week, just about 300 between Saturday night and Sunday morning, because I do 150 tickers on Saturday night to prepare the table, and I go through the same tickers from different angles the next day to do it live with you people. So Ichimoku, I'm beginning to be a very good believer. So if in hindsight, if somebody said you need to learn one thing, you can use one technical thing, I would choose Ichimoku. Because if you understand Ichimoku, you pretty much get a handle of everything else. It's almost like, I don't know how can I put it in real life terms. Like if you're a tennis player, you can cross over to ping pong and squash and racquetball, but it's harder to go backwards. Like if you're good at racquetball, you're not necessarily good at tennis. It's a lot more finesse. That type of statement. So the elements of Ichimoku, in my opinion, are super simple, even though the chart looks insane and super comprehensive. Yeah, I don't know about that. So I was not trained by a Japanese. I was trained by myself.
Right. Yeah. So, Nick, where is there anything in particular that you do want to cover here during the session before we do get into a couple of other things?
I've covered everything. I wanted to make sure when I led with the live room to let them know that there's this feeling that I can't be in there, so I'm not going to subscribe because I'm going to miss the best parts. No, the best parts are not part of the design. They're just an offering I'm offering. So the best parts are you learning a skill that you can use for the rest of your life, whether you're with me or not. And that is trying to find tactical entry opportunities that don't need babysitting. If that's your thing, you're going to find a lot of benefit. If you like to trade fast, you're going to love it. If you like to just hang out like 30 minutes a day or 20 minutes a day, or pop in and say hi, or an hour a day or 2 or 3 or 4 hours a day, you're going to love it. People dial in from their phone. When they leave, they have me on in the car, like listening. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of information.
Yeah, and this is for beginners as well, right? Don't feel that this is only for advanced.
It is absolutely for beginners, because listen, if you are starting out, and if you're starting out today and you've never done this before, I'll send you to the evergreen videos. So I'll say, go there, getting started, start with this video, start with that video, write down everything that does not make sense. If you understand it completely, go to the next video. If you understand it completely, go to the next video. And if not, you come to me and say, Nick, I watched it. I'm hung up on this. Can you please explain it? And I'll explain it. You go to this one, you command this one, you go to this one. And then you come to me and say, what do I do now? I'll say, okay, let's start trading with fake money. So let's put a trade. Somebody yesterday said, Nicole, she said, let's do, what do I do? I just messed up. I closed it when I shouldn't have. Had I not closed it, I would have made money. I said, well, how about this? Next time you want to trade, come to me. Tell me what you're trading, and I'll tell you whether I like it or not. I don't want to manage your book. I said, how about this? Come to me tomorrow and we will paper trade right off the bat. We'll just set a trade on paper and let's see what happens. And we'll do it again and again until you get a good concept. And when she gets a good handle on how she can trade and how it suits her, then she graduates to using real money. So instead of using real money and like, folks, if you want to be a army person or military person, you don't just pick up a gun and walk into a shooting range and start shooting real bullets at people. You want to actually practice your craft, right? So you fake this and you fake that. If you're a sports person, you enter golf. You buy your golf set. You don't go enter a tournament. You practice. Why is this any different? People say, how much money do I need? You don't need any money. If you want to learn, you're here to learn. I'm not the best trade alert service. You can have robots trading for you. You put your money in a robot and you say, trade for me, and see if it does results. But if you want to learn, join the group. So if you're a beginner, you have the opportunity all day, every day, to come and ask me live. And the rest of the time, to come and ask me in the chat room. And Saturday, me do the homework for you. And Sunday, me do the homework for you. So I'm just telling you, it is an opportunity that's specifically tailored to help out beginners, but experts can shine. And it's really rewarding.
Right, absolutely there, Nick. So do you have any closing remarks here before we move on to the section, to show them the live room and all that sort of stuff? Any closing remarks on the markets, the chat room, what you're doing this week with the members?
Admit to yourself that you're missing a piece of the puzzle. Remember the lines I drew for you today. If you are actually a trader and you have risk, don't add risk. Fundamentally, if you're long company ABC and it fell and it's now 15% lower than when you went long, do not add to your risk. You don't know anything new. You're just making your problem bigger. Averaging down is the biggest crock ever. I don't average down. Nick, you said you just bought 20%. I'm averaging in. If my risk size is this much, I only take this much. I average into a better position lower. I'm not adding to my risk. I split my risk into pieces. I'm taking a piece here and a piece here and a piece lower. I'm averaging in to a position. I'm not averaging down. I didn't take my whole risk and decide, I was like, oh, shoot, it went against me. Let me double my problem. Let me put more problem in here without knowing anything different. These are the lines to play. If we get a bounce to 3,900, consider closing longs just in case the reversion is going to be violent and big. If that happens, be open to it. I don't think it'll happen, but it might. 3610-ish SPX gap. We lose the CPI freak out moment, hunker down. Stop buying dips, protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's it.
All right, absolutely, man. So Nick, I want to thank you here for being Russ. We were talking about this strategy the entire 2 hours here, man. Nick, thanks a lot for being here, man. I appreciate you, all the work you do for the members. Let's go ahead and give Nick a big shout out.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
All right,
see you later. Thanks for
I'll
your
see you
help.
in the chat room
Look
tomorrow.
at that, hearts flying out.
Hearts flying out. There you go. All right, folks, that's Nick Shaheen, lead trader at the Options Inner Circle chat room. What you are seeing right now is pretty much the live room. Keep in mind right here, once you go in here, for all the people that did join, there's Nick's important messages, and then there's Inner Circle chat. If you click the Inner Circle chat, you're going to see that everybody is there, right? All the members, Nick, back and forth. Then you have Nick's important messages. Only Nick is able to post in this chat room. And what you're going to see here, a morning post every day with market commentary. More importantly, this is the session you need to click, okay? There's a live session there. You click, there's a password there so that you can go ahead and join. And it pretty much changes per session. But you're going to see this post here, similar post like this, right? It says live session there. You'll see that every morning about 8:30 a.m. Eastern. So make sure that you are in the session there with Nick. And for those that had some last questions, I'm going to try to go through them all really quick. Yes, there is a laptop included. There's a 30-day money back guarantee. So worst case scenario, you get your money back after 30 days. Second, make sure that you fill out the form once you sign up. You're going to get it by email. It's a form where you just put the address you want the laptop to be shipped to. Ben says, hey, Nick, appreciate the time you gave. Very interesting. Ben, this happens every day in the live room. It happens every single day. So it's really interesting, especially for new traders. And I want to give a big shout out to all the members here that are with us here, even though you guys, don't have to be here. But I understand Nick's insight is very important for trading. I use it for my trading as well. So if you have questions, we put the link in the chat so that you can join. And if you have questions, you can email me or call me. I'll be more than happy to help you guys get into the session there with Nick. So again, folks, have a great day. Thanks a lot for being here. Reach out if you do have any questions, send an email, and we'll get you there in the live room with Nick, folks. Thanks a lot and have a great day.